Sean Connery is one of the greatest Bonds ever, and today I'm going to stop and rank all of his James Bond films from the mediocrely awful to the best. Hello everyone, it's Ledger Forever, and today I'm back with a one of my favorite rankings because I'm doing a Bond ranking. James Bond's one of my favorite movie characters, and he's had some fantastic films, and then he's had some not so fantastic films that we know of. So before I get started, I need you guys to share your ranking of all the films, all of the Sean Connery films included in the comments. If you've seen Never Say Never Again, which is technically not canon inside the franchise, then you may put that in there as well. But if you've only seen the canon ones, then feel free to just rank them in the comments below. But I need to know your ranking. Let's have a conversation in the comments section. Now, with all that said, let's get started. Coming into last place for me is Never Say Never Again. Whew, I can't stand this film. This is one of the worst movies I've ever seen, period. It's probably going to be the worst Bond film I ever see. I cannot think of a single one that I've heard that has a worse reputation than this one. So, it's not even canon. And look, if my biggest problem with Diamonds Are Forever, which you will see in a second, and because I can tell you I don't like that film either, if my biggest problem with that film was that Bond looks too old, it applies way more in here because he looks so old because he does he can look fine if it, like in Last Crusade where he's way older, but keep in mind he had didn't have. Oh, his hair was now completely white at that point. Meanwhile, here, they have him wear a wig as if he's still the suave, almost 30, 20-year-old. It just is distracting. The plot it's just a remake of Thunderball, just nowhere near as good as Thunderball, which I really, really, really love. And it's ridiculous, and I don't care for it at all. One of the worst Bond films ever, and definitely one of the worst films ever. Next up, Diamonds Are Forever. Whew, the diamonds may be forever, but this film is not forever. I mean, I hope not, because I also hate this film. It is terrible. Like I said, and Never Say Never Again, Connery is too old now for Bond. Because this is now the early 70s. This came right at no. Oh wait, yeah. This came after On Her Majesty's Secret Service and is technically a sequel. And while I don't like On Her Majesty's Secret Service, which is a very hot take, but I don't like that one at all. The acting in there is terrible. I just I don't like this one even more because it's a sequel, but it is not good at all. The quality in this film is a dramatic drop from the first four Sean Connery films. And then we'll talk about another Connery film later, but still, I find the Bond to be even more. He's kind of going more into the realm of being a lot less likable. He's always treated like women as objects in this franchise, which he's a womanizer. He's a very bad person at times. He literally uses them as objects at times, either to deflect a bullet so they take it, or whether he's seeing someone trying to kill him through the reflection of their eyes and then using them as a shield. Although, to be fair, both of them were villains, but still. He's very unlikable at times in here. Our Bond girl is extremely annoying and weird, and there's a point where she actually takes out the very thing that would have saved the day, and then Bond is like, "You twit." He said something along the lines of, "You twit. You put the real thing back in," and it's just really, really bad. It's it is a terrible Bond film. It's one of the worst Bond films ever. And as soon as I finish seeing all the Bond films, I will try and make a big ranking. But I will let you know this film will be dramatically low. At number 5, You Only Live Twice. Uh, I don't like this film either. A lot of these Bond films, they can stretch from masterpieces that like are some in my like top 25, top 30, 35 favorite movies, and you have some that are just so bad. You Only Live Twice is one of them. There's just not really much I gravitate towards in this movie. It just felt like Connery was now tired in this role. He didn't feel like he was too energetic in it, or like he actually cared about it. So it's just so bad. I Blofeld is a good villain in this, but it's just too boring, too long. The like Japanese setting I found to be just dumb, and I didn't like it. Having that, it was so boring and ridiculous at times, over the top. And when you have a franchise where you see 007 getting on getting on a jetpack, and then like going up in the air, you cannot get too over the top. Even though Roger Moore is pretty over the top in his portrayal, where he's had some choppy acting in the past of his portrayal. I've only seen the first one. I'm about to see the second one though, but it's not a film that I am gonna rewatch anytime soon. It's a film I'm hopefully gonna try and stay away from as well for a while. If I ever have a kid, then I'm gonna be showing them when they're old enough. Just so you know that when they're old enough for Bond, I will show them this, and whew, I am hoping they're not gonna like this because I do not like it. It is a terrible film, and I thought Thunderball was gonna be the drop in quality for the franchise. I just realized, nope, it was You Only Live Twice, and I don't like it at all. No. At number 4 is Thunderball. Now let me just say this. There is a dramatic leap in quality from You Only Live Twice to Thunderball. And I would give a negative to the bottom 3 I have. Now I'm giving these films passes. I really enjoy them, and some may be over the top, but they are fun films. Thunderball is like one that whenever I'm on vacation, I'm gonna be watching this. Like I'm going to be going to a certain like vacation thing. I think it's next year, and I'm gonna be probably watching this one as well as probably Doctor No. And yeah, so Doctor No and Thunderball, which are the quintessential like vacation James Bond films, and boy, this is a really fun time. Like I said in You Only Live Twice, I thought that this was where the series had stopped and was about to start getting really bad. Nope. I had to wait one more film after this. Then I would get to it, and boy, did I get to it. And there's a lot of really good moments in here, like the jetpack scene, the shark scene, and Connery's doing his best with all the dad jokes and puns that he's always loved to use as Bond. He's probably gonna be my favorite Bond. The only one that I will give the benefit of the doubt that can give competition is Daniel Craig. Maybe what is his name? Pierce Brosnan. I doubt it, but Sean Connery is he's an amazing Bond, and he still feels energetic in this role. Always charismatic in a few of the films. Like You Only Live Twice, he just felt like he was just tired in the role. Diamonds Are Forever, he felt like he was a bit more happy to be there. But Never Say Never Again, he had like just full on given up. So I didn't like him in any of those films. So, but he's a bit more tolerable in Diamonds Are Forever. But Thunderball, he's a lot more the womanizer in this one. He does a lot more inappropriate stuff in this one than he does in any of the others. He sleeps with at least 3 women in this film. That's got to be that's one of the highest that he's ever slept. He has an average of like 3 women to sleep with per film. Well, at least in the first 4, he slept with at least 2 or 3 women per film. And I was like, what? And I had heard that the Bond films could push themselves to a certain limit. I didn't know why I was kept from it. Now I'm like, oh wow, because it doesn't really show anything, but it like very hints at it, or it's in shadow. That's the thing with the Bond films, especially the first one, Doctor No. So this is a really fun film, but there's just a few different things that are either rushed or just a bit plot holed. But I still have a fun time with this film. Bringing us into the top 3 Dr. No. And when I saw this film, I was positive this had to be my favorite Bond film. Like, I didn't think any of them will beat him. I had only seen this one because my dad had then, like, watched this one with me and, like, we're going to start doing the Bond films. And he went on, like, a buying spree. He now owns all 25 Bond films. So we then bought them, and I was like, this one's going to be my favorite. Like, maybe some of the ones like Casino Royale or Skyfall can beat it, but I love this one. This has to be, like, one of the best ones. And that was kind of like the early Bond film. Now I'm more comfortable in it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's a amazing one, but it's not the best. And some of the things here is just, this is Sean Connery's first outing as Bond, so he's not as used to it. So there's just some times that he feels like he's not really knowing what to do at times. He does have one of the coolest introductions of all time, going like the Bond. James Bond. I've always loved that. That is always one of the best scenes in any movie I've ever seen. It's just so quick, so fun, so quotable, and it has been used in this series countless times. And the Bond girl in this she's fine. She's not the best. I can still find ones that I like better, but compared to some of the other ones that are just very annoying, especially there's one in what is the first Roger Moore outing? It is Live and Let Die. The first one, the first Bond film, she is so annoying. She's always like, James, protect me, and then she gets herself a bullet, and I wanted to cheer out loud because I hated her. She is so annoying. But we're talking about Dr. No. It's a fun film that, in a lot of ways, if you watch this film and like a friend of mine did, Film Kid, he watched like the Daniel Craig's, where it's like in mega action blockbuster mode. Then you go to Dr. No, where it's kind of cheesy. It has certain like very big puns, and where you see Bond doing some very funny things with some ways that in which there's some effects in here that have made the film age terribly, but if you take it on its own terms, it's really fun. But if you have watched the Daniel Craig versions, you're like, what am I watching? This is James Bond, what? Because there's a dramatic tonal shift from, like, Sean Connery to Daniel Craig. Because Sean Connery's, like, more of the cheesy pun type, who is pretty good at combat. But then you go to Daniel Craig, most lethal, has the highest death count of any of the Bonds. And there's, like, a dramatic tonal shift. So you're just wondering, like, what am I watching? But it's a really fun time, and I absolutely love this movie. Our runner-up, From Russia with Love. When I first saw this film, I liked Dr. No more. Because I was standing by my statement saying, Dr. No will be the best Bond! And then I saw it and was like, oh man, it's so good, but is it better than Dr. No? I think I like Dr. No more. No pun intended. From Russia with Love is better, in my opinion. I think that this is one of the many sequels in the Bond franchise. Well, according to me, because I only have two at the moment that I think are better than the first Bond film. So this is one of the two sequels that I like more. This is the second outing in the Bond franchise for Sean Connery, and I just feel like since he had already gotten Dr. No out of the way, he's more comfortable in the role. And there's a really good plot in this one. Not that Dr. No doesn't have a good plot, but this one has a better plot, in my opinion. Probably not the better villain. It might have the better villain. Oh, wait, no. Blofeld is in this one. It just kind of gets me... It's always hard for me because I realize that they don't show his face until you only live twice. So, it is amazing. It is fun. It has a lot of the... I mean, it's actually less of the puns. This is the more serious of the Bond films. Definitely one of the more serious ones, especially for Sean Connery. This is probably his most serious. And there's some really, really good moments in here. Fun fact, I actually saw this film on a Saturday when I was doing something that I found to be really fun. So I now am watching this film I now watch a Bond film every last Saturday of the month. That's what I'm trying to do because of something. I'm keeping the part that I did secret because I want my privacy, but believe me, it was fun, and so was this. It is a riveting time, and I wanted to put it at number one, but there's a film I do say is better and is amazing. Amazing! But this film is absolutely incredible. But coming into first place for me, Goldfinger. This is going to be most people's favorite of the Sean Connery era, or just favorite of the sometimes for just James Bond films in general, because most people would say this is definitely the best. And so far it is for me. I cannot think of any film surpassing this in terms of quality in the Bond franchise, except for Casino Royale and Skyfall. I can give the benefit of the doubt. I've heard GoldenEye may be better, so this may not even be the best in the franchise with Gold in the title. So let me know if if GoldenEye is better than Goldfinger. I need to know that. And so this film is really amazing. I will admit it's kind of stupid at times. Like for one of the kills in here, they have a woman painted with gold, and it says that it kills her because her skin suffocated. If you actually painted someone like that, that would not actually happen. I wasn't the biggest fan of that part, but other than that, I cannot think of anything I don't like about this movie. It is fun. It has one of the best villains in this franchise in Goldfinger, and it has one of the best comeback lines of all time. Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. I heard about that line I believe a day or two before I actually saw the film, so I got that part spoiled. But imagine if I had actually seen that and was like, wow. And boy, I love this film. It is amazing. It's definitely in some ways the more inappropriate one of the Bonds, because there's some moments in here that you will know if I'm talking about that Bond. Sean Connery, he's done some very bad stuff to women. He's one of the more womanizing ones. Roger Moore and him were definitely the more womanizing ones of the franchise. And it's a really, really fun time. I love this film. I'm going to try and rank most of the Bond movies. As soon as I finish an era, I'll do that for not Pierce Brosnan, what is his name? Timothy Dalton. He only has 2 films, so I'll do a versus episode for that one. But I'm going to try and rank these movies, so thank you all so much for watching this. Share your ranking of the Sean Connery James Bond films in the comments below if you have seen them. Thank you all so much for watching this. Please like and subscribe. I am this close to 100 subscribers. I'm currently at 98, so please like and subscribe, and have a good one.